Hello and welcome to my channel, Efficient Strategy Gaming. Today we're going to play Hearts of Iron 4 as Germany on Elite Iron Man mode with Historical AI. I am going to be following the historical timeline of Germany. I have 14 dates plotted out here that I'm going to try to follow as we go through the timeline as Germany. The first date is March 7th, 1936. Germany reoccupies the Rhineland. So let's see if I can stay on time here and stay up with the actual historical days uh, and go from there. Let's get into game here. So this is going to be interesting how it plays out. I'm pretty excited for this series. So the first thing that I need to do is select my national focus. It's going to have to be Rhineland in 70 days. So that means January, February, March 10th. Perfect. So I'm going to have to go Rhineland first to reoccupy the Rhineland. Here we go. So that'll remove this red part right here. The next date after that is October 1936. Axis alliance concluded between Germany and Italy. So I've got to think ahead here. The Anti-Comintern Pact concluded between Germany and Japan is after that. So how do I get an alliance with Italy? So I'm going to have to go Rhineland, and then the Italian alliance is down here. But I have to go through befriend Czechoslovakia. Can't do that. It looks like I'm going to have to, let's see here, Anschluss is not till later. Anschluss is not until March 14th, 1938. So I'm not going to be able, so if that's not till 1938, that's 2 years between here and here. So I'm not going to be able to form an alliance with Italy unless I use up political power. And almost straight away. So I'm going to have to, when I get political power, I'm going to have to use it. See if I can make a non-aggression pact. And then, I don't know if I should boost party popularity. Yeah, I should probably boost party popularity right off the bat here. So I'm going to take a hit to my political power. We'll go with the standard research goals here. And then I'm thinking, if we're not going to start the war until 1938, well, I should probably just go with the infantry weapons, and then we'll worry about everything else later. And then if we don't have to go to war till 1938, would civilian factories be better in this case? Maybe a couple of civilian factories. If you watch Dustin's channel, he thinks that it's best to do military factory conversion first and then go for military factory production after that. Not so sure that that's the case, though. How much does this cost? This costs, doesn't tell me. 8,100. So it takes away a factory and gives me, it takes away a military factory and gives me a civilian factory. And it's going to cost me 8,000. How much does it cost to build a military factory? 7,000? Oh, conversion costs 4,000. Okay. And that costs 10,000. So, okay, so he is right about one thing. it does cost a lot less to simply convert into civilian factories. I mean, I guess we could do a few of those, like in the areas that have good infrastructure, like Brandenburg, Rhineland. I guess we could try to do it. Yeah. We could go like 5 of those. Let's see, Württemberg has all the infrastructure. Infrastructure, and Westfalen. Okay, I haven't plotted this out yet, but let's try it. Let's go with Dustin's plan here. So we're going to convert all of our military factories into civilian factories. Why does this just not make sense? I don't know, Dustin. Love you to death, but I just don't know if this is... I don't think I can do this. I'm sorry, guys. I can't do that. Alright. We're going to go with the good old plan here. So, if we increase infrastructure first, we increase how quickly we can build our factories, how quickly you can build anything, but you also increase your resources on that tile. So Mosland has 100 iron. We're going to need a lot of iron. So if I max out the infrastructure there, we can build a ton right there. Where else is going to be advantageous? This is 90. But we also need other resources. Like those in Thurgen there. That's just way too much iron. And we are going to go free. I guess I should, if I'm doing a historical run, I don't see why we couldn't go free trade. I'm sure the Germans would trade with anyone that they could to try to get raw resources. I mean, they traded with the frickin' Russians, for God's sake, who had a completely different doctrine and ideology. Okay. So we'll go military factories after that. Alright, I like what we're doing here. I don't know if I want to spread out all this production. Since I've already got production efficiency in these different product lines, we're just going to keep them here. Trucks are going to be deprioritized for sure. Tanks, we're going to need a lot of. We're going to need a lot of infantry support equipment, and of course guns. I'm going to do the old trick of putting my excess production down here. I put this down here so that if we get a bunch of military factories that get splashed in here and then taken away or something, it's going to only affect this product line of production efficiency. I mean, and I'm going to show you another trick. We're actually going to do basic infantry Gewehr. So it's not as good of a gun, obviously. It takes the same amount of resources but less production. So we're going to put that down there. So it's just going to be like pretty much rifles for the occupation troops, things of that nature. And then we'll go ahead and do my classic build of group the subs together, take out all the slow old type of ships, put them with a slow navy, and then keep kind of a faster core navy over here, give them to Eric Reeder. Subs go to Donitz, of course. And the slow navy goes to Boehm. So let's think here. I need Anschluss by 1938. That's going to be plenty of time. What do I really want to build here? We'll train a panzer division. Or actually, we won't. We won't train a Panzer division because I want to upgrade all those Panzers. We will train as many mountain divisions as possible. As we possibly can. Oops, sorry. Everyone's going to be spawning away from the front. So the first area that we need to invade historically is Poland. So we'll do feedback's strategy of spawning them away from where they need to go so that they'll strategically deploy, therefore getting suffering less attrition as they move towards the front. We're going to be making a ton of infantry divisions. Typically when I do my speed runs, I'm going cavalry and switching them to infantry, but we're not going to do that in this case. And we're going to build as many infantry divisions as we possibly can. Sorry if I'm not as good with the buttonology. I haven't played this game in a while. I've been recording videos and working as much as possible. Outdated equipment. Yep, I did that on purpose. And then we're not going to need to import tungsten. For rubber. Siam's always the go-to. You don't want to help out people that aren't your allies. And then I like to secure the trade routes with Iran and Iraq right off the bat because they're solid. If you try to get oil from Romania, they default pretty quickly. And now let's regroup all of our divisions and air divisions to one giant clump. We can actually start. Probably go at that speed. Alright. Let's choose our commanders here. Guderian. Panzer leader. Of course. And then the magic square to invade Poland is right there. Give him spearhead orders. Gonna go right through there. Right through there. Should I do the von Witzelben? I think I will. The cavalry officer training. Maybe I should do a few cavalry divisions there. Put him right there, and then he's going to go straight to Warsaw. So these two mobile divisions, let's give him to von Klug. Panzer leader experience factor. And then they're going to get a Feldmarschall Modell. I like to use Kurtstund. He's got a good attack and decent supply and out of supply, but he's reckless. Let's play reckless. I like that. I hate how they gave them basically the same color. Okay, whatever. It's fine. It's like there's not that much difference between those two colors. I don't know if I want to do my old guard. I probably do. The idea being that there's this old guard of troops that is like this elite army fighting force. He's just going to stick to the mountains here, go straight down that way. Maybe I'll give these divisions to Eagleseer, actually. I'll probably switch that up later. And then the rest of these divisions can go to my old guard. And your best leader is probably Rommel, but we're going to go with Manstein because he's got these extra little goodies here. Get these guys grouped up. What's in reserve? Oh. I need to make these air wings maybe perhaps a little bigger. Let's get rid of one of these. I probably only need 3 of the interwar bomber types. We'll prioritize kind of all the new production. Well, I don't know if I can. I wish you could like prioritize so that all these bombers were in the same. The Heinkels would be in the same air group. That would be nice. I don't think it's going to allow me to do that though. Maybe if I like did that and then increased it, all the new production would go to there. Play around with this for a bit. I guess this is the best that we're gonna do. That's okay. Oh, they kept him. Darn it. Oh! Maybe you can tell it what you want in this air wing. Huh. Probably don't need this. They did historically use commandos, so... Or Fallschirmjäger, rather, so I guess I'll use that. I guess I'll go for Fallschirmjägers. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to have to look up when they started to use them so that I can get that research by a certain time. Okay, so we got Rhineland pretty much on time. Rhineland was March 7th, 1936, and we're March 11th here. Axis alliance concluded between Germany and Italy in October. So let's go ahead and see what we can do here. Improve relations. Yes. So hopefully by October we can get... We're boosting party popularity. I don't think that that's... They're already pretty fascist. I don't think that that's worth it. Yeah, we can cancel that, but we can improve the relations. The one good thing about Rhineland is we automatically get to choose a political advisor. And I think since we're not going to immediately be attacking anyone, I'm going to go ahead and get Martin Bormann. Maybe I should get Rudolf Hess. I guess it doesn't matter. Rudolf Hess is obviously going to fly over and get captured by the UK. That's fine. We'll go completely historical as I can possibly get, which is probably not that historical, but we're going to try. Okay, November 25th, 1936, Anti-Comintern Pact concluded between Germany and Japan. So this is roughly 3 months. 70 days. No, it's 2 months. March, April. Huh. So I don't need to get this for 3 more badges, I think. Anschluss is not till 1938. So we're going to make sure that we really make good divisions, that we're really beefing up our military. So it might be better to do army innovations? November 25th. So I only need to get this in early October or September. I need to go for Anti-Comintern pack. What's funny is it's the pact was concluded between Germany and Japan. There's not really anything German-Japanese diplomatic focus. Huh. It says Anti-Comintern pact though. So I'm going to go ahead and get this by November 25th and ignore befriend Japan, I guess. What would be good is getting something like, yeah, economics in the meantime. 4-year plan, I think, would be the next call to go for a historical playthrough like this. Let's see here. Oh, I didn't set where these guys are supposed to go. Silly me. You're going to go to the Wedgeden, Kriegs. So old style, it's going to go to Asti. Kriegs. Put this down here. Let's get these all separated out. Send them over to the sub fleet. All right, I guess the sub should go to the Atlantic. That's always the plan. Subs are pretty much useless for anything other than convoy raiding, in my humble opinion. So let's put them out there in the mid-Atlantic, let them do what they're going to do. And it's interesting to note that Donitz would actually make a good fleet commander of just like a typical Navy that's non-sub. It's just that he has Seawolf and submarine attack is plus 20. And I don't think that you could ignore that. Like, he does do a lot better if you do put him in charge of a Navy. It's just more of a decisive battle, which is funny because Donitz has... I thought he had a decisive battle planner down here. Yeah, decisive battle expert, right? But Donitz really, like, both sides take a lot of casualties if you use him. Whereas because Admiral Raider has Blockade Runner, you really are able to do a lot of good chip damage, especially if you're combining your forces with an aerial naval attack. You can really do some good work. So that's why I use Eric Raider. I think I'm going to have to try to look up when some of these other specific dates, like when did the Germany take over Memel? Let's see here. During the 1920s, Lithuania and Germany maintained a relatively normal relationship as they were united by anti-Polish sentiment. In January 1928, after long and difficult negotiations, Germany and Lithuania signed a border treaty. 1939 ultimatum to Lithuania. So that was March 20th. Germans demanded that Lithuania give up the Klaipeda region, also known as Memel territory. Let's start getting more of these guys, we will. Okay, so March 20th, I need to add that to my timeline. That's when they gave up Memel. Lithuania gave up Memel. So that happened almost simultaneously because Hitler invaded and occupied the Czech Republic in March of 1939. So I'll just write an addendum, takes Memel as well. So we're going to have to do those two objectives pretty close to each other. Alright, the divisions are trickling in. I don't know, why don't they have full experience though? It's so weird. Alright, what to get next? Always want to go for something cheap. I guess we're going a little more late game, so maybe I should go mechanical computing. They did have the Enigma device by like 1939, I believe. Let's go mechanical computing. Now what's this deal over here? Computing machine. Improved computing machine. Is that a picture of the Enigma device? Maybe I should go for that. Oh, electronic digital computers can now be made? No, no, no. By 1940? Huh. Developing a theoretical groundwork for modern computers and constructing electromechanical machines to start putting them into practical will be the first steps. I'm just going to go mechanical computing for the -3 research time because we are going to go a little late game here, which is fine. Let's get going a little faster. Air units don't look too bad. We have decisions available. Should I extend the MEFO bills? I feel like Hitler would have extended it. Did he extend it in real life? Okay, we get the 4-year plan. Well, the thing is that when we get the Sudetenland, I think it pays for some of the bills. And when we get Anschluss, it pays for some of the bills. Use Austrian gold to reduce the cost of MEFO bills, which tells me that we should continue them. Okay, so we just got a 4-year plan. We're going to start constructing military factories right now, actually. Okay, so if this allows me to get military factory construction speed up, I should probably do that first. Yeah. And then also research bonuses to excavation. We're going to do that next. And then after that, probably should be the Anti-Comintern Pact. Can I get any more of these? No. It won't let me. Oh, whoops, I deployed those on accident. That's okay, though. That's okay. Well, maybe I can get another one now. Nope. Give one to von Munstein. I'm going to get these mountain divisions. I'm going to give them to Eagle Series. So we're going to have like a special mountain division corps, basically. It's going to be pretty sweet. I think it's like just cool more than anything else. So I need von Witzelben to come over here. And then when we take over Austria, you get Eagle Seer, who is a pretty good commander. So Eagle Seer will go into there, and you'll see why when we get him. Okay, everything's looking pretty good. I wonder if I can get one more of these badges before I have to get the Comintern pack. The Comintern pack doesn't really do anything. It just has the historical relevance. So I'd rather get things that improve my economy in the meantime. One thing to note is it's okay if these go a little over. You have, I believe, 30 days to pick another research. So it gives you 30 days here. It saves your research basically. And then it'll use it up. So you don't want to make a decision right away. You don't have to. Concentrated industry or dispersed. Well, we're going late game. We're going to be building a lot of historical different types of equipment. I guess I'll go dispersed. It also makes more sense if you're going to get the heck bombed out of you. Like Germany was, we probably will get bombed. And then we need to improve our machine tools. Full industry, just like you should. It's 1936. The German economy is just getting rolling. I mean, I think the next thing that I need to do... I got Rudolf Hess to get that extra political power, and it feels so good. But I'm going to need to go, like, free trade, limited exports. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't, because they were not exporting a lot. They definitely were not. Maybe I shouldn't change this. Export focus. Germany was not exporting a lot. I can tell you that much. So we're just gonna stay here. Okay, so we got the spirit of autarky, August, September. We're probably gonna be a little delayed on the Anti-Comintern pack, but I'm gonna do one more badge before we go with the Anti-Comintern pack. I feel like Germany wouldn't have had coal liquidization yet. But the Reichsautobahn was created. Brandenburg, Hanover, Thurgen, Franken. Was that where I improved my infrastructure? I should not have improved... Okay, perfect. I improved it in two places that were not where the Reichsautobahn takes place here. So perfect. So this is going to max out the infrastructure. This is incredibly powerful. So in these four regions, infrastructure is going to be 10, which means you can build factories there faster. And also all the resources in that area are going to be better as well. I don't think that there's quite a lot of resources in that area, though. It's Brandenburg, Hanover, Thurgen. You're going to get a few extra resources from Thurgen. And what was the last one? Franken. Where's Franken? Down here. So you're going to get some extra resources from Thurgen here. But basically it's just going to give you that power to really build a lot of factories. Alright, so I feel like we're ramping up mobilization, but we don't have enough world tension to go up to war economy quite yet. So the next thing that needs to happen is maybe Martin Bormann, and we really like ramp up the amount of political power that we get here. This seems so juicy. I don't know if it's worth it though, but I feel like that's what would have happened. We're gonna get more iron out of that, and a trickle of other resources. Not sure how worth it is though. So again, these factories are getting produced faster because we've maxed out our infrastructure in that area. And we also got more resource efficiency gain in those areas. We got more iron. Germany definitely had problems acquiring resources in World War II, so that's why I'm kind of trying to think ahead. So we're going to do the Anti-Comintern Pact. It has nothing to do with Japan. But on my timeline here, it says November 25th, Anti-Comintern Pact between Japan and Germany. So that's what we're going to do. Taking a little hit to my production here. All these places that have 100%, I'm just going to start building. And I actually want to start building some refineries eventually. We're going to need a lot of oil, so it makes sense. Who can I import from that has a land route? Like no one really. That's why we got Iran and Iraq. I mean, we could import from Venezuela for a time and then go back on it later. If it's only -2 chromium, I really don't see the point. Whenever you have a chance to click on one of these two, whichever way you pick, always pick them, no matter what, in my opinion, because they're the best research in the game. You're going to get the most bang for your buck. If you go dispersed or concentrated, either one, doesn't matter. So these guys came out pretty well experienced. Oh, I need to be using my command power. Out of supply. You know what? We're eventually going to get paratroopers, so, and he's going to be leading them, so yeah, I'm definitely going to pick that, and then he can go camouflage, damage reduction against CAS 50%, air superiority bonus in combat -50. I'm gonna hold off on getting anything else for him. Guderian is going to get Panzer Expert for obvious reasons. Von Klug already has offensive doctrine, organization or division recovery rate. Organization increases the amount of organization that every division has, where recovery rate means that organization fills up faster, or at least that's what I think. I don't know for sure. So I'm going to take organization first. That'll help them get overruns and things like that. Keep the fight up. So it looks like this is going to disappear, so I'm going to pick it again. And as you can see, we've got MEFO bills, -5 consumer good factories. That helps with our construction at a cost of political power, and then you get all the juicy bonuses. But we're going to get the Czech gold, and that's going to help us. Yeah, it would be helpful to get better construction, so let's go with that. This isn't too bad yet. I'm going to ignore that for now. Not going to change any of my templates yet. We're going to be getting a lot of templates from the Czechs and various other places, Austria. Okay, so we get Anti-Comintern Pact almost on time, November 25th. So we don't have to worry about getting anything else for 1937. And then we get Anschluss in 1938. So about January, I need to think about Anschluss. So let's go ahead and see what focus we can get next. Befriend Japan? Would that make sense? German-Japanese diplomacy. Obviously it was happening this early. Maybe I should get it just to stay historical. I don't know. We should be researching a land doctrine pretty soon, though. So I'm going to go for that next. Army Innovations is like one of the best focus tree badges. It would make sense to me to increase my military factory construction speed. However, that refinery construction would be good. It would be cool to get Himmler. But probably... Let's get Himmler a little later, maybe. We'll get someone like Guderian. So that we can get land doctrine research time lower and the armor bonus. We'll get Guderian next. Yep. Let's see how it's going with the Italians, because I need to get Axis alliance concluded between Germany and Italy. That never happened yet. Can't invite to faction yet. I mean, the party popularity is fantastic. I don't really know if that's worth it. Improve relations. I think we're already doing that. I mean, I could boost the... Look at the popularity, though. I mean, it's already good. Maybe it will help? At what cost? 0.25 political power a day. I don't think I want to do that. I don't know. We're not historical in that aspect. We should already have an alliance with Italy, but that happened really early on. Subs are still out there. Still looking pretty good. So 1937, nothing really happened, so we should just zoom through this as quickly as possible. Try to form as many infantry divisions as possible. So we got Excavation 1. As I said before, I want to start researching mobile warfare doctrine. 327, that's just awful. It would be nice to get some interwar artillery going, just because it's cheap. But also, I mean, I could start researching the Westby, converting some of those old Panzer 1s. Yeah, it's only 55 days. I don't think that it's really going to be too bad if I go that direction. 55 days. And then I can start getting this pool of Panzer 1s out and converting them into Westbys, which is a fairly good artillery unit. Yeah, I got 119 Panzer 1s. They're just sitting on the sidelines. You, my friends, go with Kurt Student. And then I need to use some more of my command power up. Von Manstein, I want you to be a fortress buster because that's what you did in real life. What else we got going on here? Model is going to be an aggressive assaulter because that's what he did in real life, and that would be helpful to us as well. Radio 1937. I think they had radio by 1937. Let's go for that. Okay, we got Army Innovations. Can't go Anschluss yet. 2 naval dockyards. This didn't happen yet. Don't have to worry about that. The German war economy. Look at all those military factories. Consumer goods factories, 20%. Change economic law to war economy, which grants consumer factories 20% military factory construction proceed. What is my consumer goods factories at right now? Well, 25. So that would be an improvement. Should we be in a war economy right now? Why don't we go for civilian factories? We're still pretty early on here. Feel like that's what they do by now. We're not thinking about invading anyone. The plans to actually start World War II, from what Hitler was telling his generals and his admirals, was I think like somewhere like 1943 is when he wanted to start up World War II. A little weird. Maybe now? Yes. That is completely acceptable. 171 days. We can get that going easily. Shouldn't be a problem. So still just chilling here. There's none of my generals that I really care to upgrade at this point. Oh, and I wanted to get some cavalry brigades going for Witzleben. We're going to do a whole army of cavalry. So he's going to get another one from Austria, so we're going to need 22. And if you're a student of World War II, you know that there was a S-ton of horses used in World War II by Germany. It's the main mode of transportation, basically. Okay, so I can start building the Westby. So we're going to do that, and we're going to use convert from stockpile. So what are we falling behind on? It looks like we're falling behind on things like this. Oh, wow. That should be fine. Maybe one like that. And then this is going to need to ramp up quite a bit. Like to maybe like 50. The mainstay of our troops are going to obviously be infantry. And we probably need to start getting chromium from Turkey. No template. I know, brothers. We'll give you a template. There you go. It's in the template. So now when I put that equipment in there, these are going to reduce in experience. Because although people get trained in that particular type of equipment, obviously they never used it before in combat or anything. So they lose a little experience. Who defaulted? Siam. That's fine. Okay, and we're modifying the government again. I mean, maybe we should boost up that refinery construction speed. It would be handy. One of these is going to open, so once Rudolf Hess has his famous flight, maybe we can get Himmler in here. I think that's what I'll do. When Himmler has his famous flight, we'll get Himmler in there. And then that infrastructure and refinery, those bonuses are pretty juicy, so I'm going to take that. So at the end of this year, I need to start thinking about Anschluss. That's my next marker. We're going to keep up the MEFO bills as long as possible here. Okay, what decisions are available? Promises of peace. I don't know if I want to do any of this. Region-wide industrial integration. Franken, add 1 building slot. I just don't think that it's worthwhile. War propaganda. It improves your war support. That might be something to think about a little later in 1938 or something, so I'm going to keep an eye on that. And we have some more of my excellent divisions here coming out. Let's see if we're falling behind on any type of production. 519. All right, that's where I draw the line. That's a little too much. The question is, so we've got a BF 109. I don't think we need to improve any of these. Dive bombing was something that Germany had. Synthetic refining would be good to have. But I think there's like a focus that upgrades that. Yeah. Huh. Maybe I want to wait till I get coal liquidization and an extra research slot. I think I'm going to go for the extra research slot if I have time, because the Germans were obviously way ahead on research. Let's just get the interwar artillery, since they would have had that. And it's cheap. Get these guys to their different places. Leadership purges. I can get to extra research slot right now. I'm going to be greedy and go ahead and get that. It's July 1937. Let's do it. I'm going to be training all the mountain divisions that I possibly can. Jeez. So I can do 1 extra of those. Army of 1 million. Okay, so I should be able to get Anschluss. What do I have in the field? Enough for Anschluss. 550,000. Ooh. There's a research bonus, so I'm going to take it. I don't even know if Autarky... Do I already have it? Yeah. I wonder how much that boosted up my resources. It's not Autarky. What is it called? It is... Excavation 2. Resource gain efficiency plus 10%. So extracted. So it would probably help like aluminum quite a bit. And iron mainly. And we are going to need a lot of iron, don't get me wrong. But I probably shouldn't have gone for excavation 2. Probably not. But it was a thing to get. It wasn't that bad. What are my improvements to synthetic resources? Just 1? Okay, so if it's just 1, I definitely want to go for synthetics oil processing. Because I think Germany would have had that. That's going to help us out quite a bit. Looking pretty good here, guys. Oh. But these guys are not training and getting equipment. That's bad. Oops. I think what I'm going to do is take off some of these guys. Put this at the bottom. Yeah, they can have as many as they want. And now everything should go right there and right there, and I'll deprioritize them. Just keep going down the line. Elastic defense. Which they should have known after, you know, World War I, you'd think, with the defense in depth and all that other stuff and all the doctrines that were created after the war. You would have expected that they would have already had that. as well as delay. So I would like to continue on the economic policy line of things. We don't have enough to get war economy yet. An industrial concern would be good. Industrial research time -5 and synthetic research time down. Wow, that helps both? That seems incredibly useful. I really like that. Let's go for that. Especially since we're doing this very slow ramp up. Slow for me, guys. I know other people play the game differently. Air innovations. So I have time for probably 2 more badges. And that's gonna... I feel like they got air innovations. It doesn't give me an extra research slot. So I don't go air innovations a lot because it used to be before, what is it, Waking the Tiger? Air innovations ended off in extra research slot. Now it kind of ends off in rocketry and Wunderwaffen, but let's keep going. I want to get that bonus to synthetic resource. We're probably metagaming a little bit, but Germany had to do something to increase their oil production. So let's see here. Meine Werfer. Granatwerfer 36. It's 1937. So we should probably get this. But this is in the 1938 range. It's 192 days. Yeah. I think we're well within that range. Oh, these 5 research slots just look so good. All right, Anschluss, then Munich Agreement. We're just snapping up all these focus badges. I'm trying to be as efficient but as historical as possible. This pre-war era is not that exciting, but it's fun. It's fun going through and trying to do exactly what happened in World War II. And obviously it's not a good reproduction, but it's fun. And it's fun to see like how Hearts of Iron 4 interprets World War II as well. Kind of plays it out as a simulation. Got 40 days on this. Gosh, I really need to get Anschluss. This is starting to get costly, man. This is basically saying that Hitler used a lot of political power to boost industry, which is true. I would agree with that. As far as I know. So what was this? Developing a theoretical groundwork of modern computers and constructing electromechanical machines. Let's go infantry equipment. It's cheap. Let this burn off just a little bit. Alright, so our next focus is basically got to be Anschluss. Italy announces claims on Yugoslavian territory. That's right. I should have an alliance with Italy by now. Okay, it's December 1st. By the end of January, I'll have my next focus. February, March. Maybe I should get Anschluss a little early. So we'll get it in January instead of March 14th. However, synthetic refinery resource output. That's not going to help me out that much. We're not in a war economy situation. Yeah, let's just go Anschluss, and then I'll be a couple months ahead, but then I also won't be behind. December, January, February, March. No, let's get one more badge. I want to stay as close as possible. I think we'll be closer if I get one more focus tree badge and then go Anschluss. I want to stay as close as possible. Hitler would not have done anything in January. We do not make war in winter, right? That's the classical thought. No treaty with USSR yet. Synthetic refinery. We don't need that much rubber yet. The German war economy is OP. Change economic law to war economy. Yeah, we're gonna start invading people. More than 49% war support. How do I get up to there? Mother trucker. Can I get up to there? War propaganda. Gotta think about that next, so I can't get that. I just cannot. Yeah, we're gonna need this. We're gonna need this long term. Okay, I'll go for it. We're not gonna need it yet, but one day. One day. What else should I be doing here? So those light tanks are getting modified to Panzer Is, which is then getting modified into the Westby. How are my divisions looking? They're full of tanks and full of Westbys? Are we all full of Westbys? Yes, sir. Huh. That's actually not historically accurate, right? Having the Westby researched by 1937. I don't know. That would be interesting to think about, though. Let's go computing machines, or is there anything juicy over here? Rubber processing? Research time 36 days? Yes, sir. They just want us to get that. Gonna have to get it. There's no choice. Alright, all these guys are filling up with equipment, just overflowing with juicy equipment. Whoa. It's like breakdancing here. Now, this is an interesting one, because I'm not sure what the historical relevance of it is. Divert fighter production to cover their order. Let's see. Yugoslavia requests sale of airplanes. Realizing a strategic weakness, the Yugoslavian Air Force has initiated a crash program to modernize and expand its air force. Significant money reserves have been set aside to cover the purchase. A commission is traveling around Europe to look for new sources of fighters and medium bombers. Given the urgency of the issue, the Yugoslavians have insisted on immediate delivery or transfer of planes directly from the producer. Okay. Google, don't fail me now. Yugoslavian request sale of airplanes. World War II? Huh. It like definitely has, the first thing that comes up on Google is all about Hearts of Iron 4 events. Yugoslavian Army Air Force Wiki. World War II. Or maybe it's under consolidation and modernization. Okay, it looks like they might have some Italian or maybe even English style equipment here. I'm going to keep looking through this. The Yugoslavian manufactured Dornier 17K, for example, was a German aircraft with French engines. During 1938, the Yugoslav government purchased 12 Hurricanes. Okay, it is 1938. In the event, by the time of German onslaught in April 1941, which put to an end of further production. So it looks like they got hurricanes. So I'm going to say no to this one. Divert bomber production to cover their order. No. Divert fighter production. Well, they did produce Dorniers, though. It says here in the Wikipedia page. The naval aviation units comprise 75 aircraft and 8 squadrons equipped with, amongst other auxiliary types, 12 German-built Dornier 22K and 15 locally designed and built maritime patrol float planes. 30 Hawker Fury 2, 11 fighters, 10 Icarus, 1 Messerschmitt Bf-110C captured. God, this is awful. They're all over the place. Yeah, you don't get... I don't think that they get anything. I'm going to say. You don't get nothing. Oh, who won? Nationalist Spain took 10 states. All right, perfect. Oh, I forgot to participate in the Spanish Civil War. Damn it. Okay. It's okay. Low manpower. Perfect. We'll start changing those economic laws pretty soon. And we're just going to fill up all these units as quickly as possible here. Wow, we built those refineries? Maybe Germany won't have an oil problem this time, huh? Wouldn't that be something? Oh, with our dispersed industry, we're able to actually... We're able to build more these areas. It's pretty cool. I'm obviously maxing out the high infrastructure first. As you should. Let me see if we need all this oil production yet. Sorry, Venezuela. And Siam. I guess we don't need this oil production. That's very interesting. Okay, I'm going to push that to the back then. Yeah. Should be good. Franken can use a little more oil. Okay, enough with the oil processing. It would be nice to have better anti-air, but that's expensive. So what do you want to go for, guys? We know Bismarck was probably done by now. I haven't gone through any of those focus trees yet, though. We know that they'd have dive bombing doctrine by now. Let's go for that because it's cheaper. Have to admit, probably not the most historically accurate playthrough, but I'm doing my best with my limited knowledge of World War II. More mountain divisions. Grouping the mountain divisions into one army is going to be interesting. Oh, I probably need to start thinking about paratroopers for sure. Let's do that. Yeah, let's get the paratrooper division going here. And it's fun to have paratroopers. It's the other part. Okay, so we got the synthetic rubber. It's February 9th. It's going to be close on our timeline here. So we're going to go Anschluss. 70 days. Going to be a little late. It'll be okay, though. Blitzkrieg, we're going to need Blitzkrieg, so I'm going to have to start researching it a little ahead of time, and then we'll just barely squeak by having that doctrine done by the time we invade Poland. Yeah, we're going to start getting really busy here, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Schnarrenhorst all the way, man. We need those battleships. It's just how Hearts of Iron 4 is working right now. Let's see how much production we have here. We're probably going to need like that much production of destroyers. They should be indefinite. Perfect. Yeah, keep this down like to there probably. Oil production's looking nice and sturdy. Let me make sure that I still want to keep those importation. You know what? I want to use this production. So let's change a few things here. Let's increase our tank production, increase our fighter production, and probably decrease our gun production. I think that's all I can afford in terms of gun production, so maybe keep that like that. And everything else goes to fighters. We're 36,000 down on that. We need more of that. Towed artillery is looking fantastic, so I'm going to take one off of that. This goes at the bottom. Sorry, Gower. Alright. More political decisions. Well, to propagate war, we're going to need Ferdinand Schnorner. We're not able to go to war economy yet. Seems like we need to do extensive conscription. We're not into war yet. I don't know. Let's wait till we go a little lower. Maybe the next political decision that I make. But really, we're going to start developing tanks. Because they had Panzer IIIs by the time they invaded France. And armor research time -2, max speed and reliability. Panzer IIIs, heavy tank, medium tank. We're going to focus on the medium tanks because that's what's next. Okay, we're going to start up a new army group. Von Rundstedt. And we'll give him Rommel. Let's give him Von Bach. They're going to defend this frontier over here. And in real life, you know, this wasn't such a big frontier here. I like to push through here because it's the quickest way to get to Warsaw, and these are tank favorable areas. But I think they cut through here to connect real quick, which makes sense. Don't really care about that. They're mainly using this in early World War II, the Flak 30, but they had 88s. Huh. Doctrine's going the way it should. They had more of a convoy interdiction policy. see if any of these are within range. Like 324 is not bad, so we'll go for it. I mean, it's bad, but it's doable, I guess. Keep on adding more to this. Alright, and now we're going to get all the Austrian divisions too. What's next on our timeline? So we get Memel almost simultaneously with the invasion of Czechoslovakia, but I think the next thing we have to do is the Munich Agreement. I think we have to do it early. We invade Poland in September of 1933, so that's a year and a half away. So that shouldn't be a big deal. Nazi-Soviet Pact, and then invade Poland. So that's a Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. So that's right here. So we have to go boom, and then Danziger War. Memel is the same time as getting this one right here, Fate of Czechoslovakia. This is where you get Czechoslovakia and you partition it into Slovakia and Czech countries. So if we timeline this out, the Munich Agreement is September 30th, 1938. If I go this, the Munich Agreement will be right away. May, June, September. So I probably need to get one badge and then get Demand Sudetenland. I don't think... Did Hitler demand Slovenia? Let me look that one up real quick. Like, I don't think that he did. Slovene lands in World War II. World War II and Slovene lands started in April 1941 and lasted until May 1945. Slovenia was in a unique situation during World War II. Europe, only Greece shared its experience of being trisected. However, Slovenia was the only region that experienced a further step. Absorption and annexation into neighboring Nazi Germany, Fascist Italy, and Hungary. The Slovene settled territory was divided largely between Nazi Germany and the Kingdom of Italy, with smaller territories occupied by Hungary and the independent states of Croatia. So it was like 1941. So I'm not going to go for demand Slovenia. We could get, and I can't get this? Oh, I can get this now. Okay, we're going to go war economy easily. Okay, so we get Austria. We get all these juicy divisions here. Oh, did I make one too many? Oh, no. The wrong commander. Oh, I did make one too many. Cancel. You need to go over there. Oh, I made a mistake. Go over with von Beck. I guess von Beck gets the Austrian Corps. These are lighter division companies. I actually like them. I think I'm going to get them all under Eagle Sear. Even this? Nah, I'll keep them under von Weiss. So let's see if I get Eagle Sear. And you see improvisation expert, movement bonus on land 10%. Love it. Mountaineer, +5 movement, attack 10%, defense 10%. I mean, this guy, you're almost thinking about like giving him like a mobile unit. Like maybe, yeah, mobile divisions. Like this motorized, something like that. But he doesn't get the bonuses to his panzers. So, I don't know, but he does get that movement speed bonus. And the Spiffing Brit did have that whole video on how if you max out movement speed, you can just schmelt armies. Although the problem is that he gave his generals all these buffs that he showed but didn't factor that into there. So like max movement speed is good, but it's not going to like create all these overruns like he says. You're still going to you're going to grind a bit. Okay, following the return of Austria to the Reich, we now share a border with Yugoslavia. The government of Prince Paul has been fairly quiet about their stance on the proposed reordering of Europe. Perhaps we should remind them that the time will come when they must make a choice. So we're looking 1941, we need to invade them. 1941 in April, Yugoslavia was invaded by the Axis powers. How about this? How about we Google this? Nazi, we'll say German World War II pressure on Yugoslavia. See what comes up. Yugoslavia joins the Axis. History from the History Channel. On this day, Yugoslavia, despite an early declaration of neutrality, signs the Tripartite Pact. It's 1941, though. Again, March 25th, 1941. Yeah. We could put the squeeze on them, but I don't, It basically, if you keep putting the squeeze on them, they declare war against you. Which we know didn't happen, so maybe I'll stop doing that. So my next badge over here under laws and government, it's going to have to be extensive conscription. I'm almost out of everything here. And like, what's my fielded manpower? 1.7 million. That's my army. But you have to think that when Operation Barbarossa teed off, when was that? 1942? Oh, it was June 1941. He had 3 million German troops just attacking in Russia. He had to have had at least another million elsewhere. We got to keep ramping this up. We got to do extensive conscription. I don't know if that's what actually happened in real life, but it seems like that's what should. I want to take a look at these panzer divisions. Like, how can I start building more panzer divisions? I have 121 Westbys in stockpile and 168 light tanks. That's not quite enough light tanks, but I could probably get more of those into my panzer divisions. 13, yeah, okay. It's starting to get about the time that I need to start thinking about creating more panzer divisions. I believe they had something like 13 or 14 panzer divisions by now. By 1939, so we need to start ramping that up. So we'll start ramping up production of the tanks right here. We obviously have plenty of oil, plenty of rubber. Oh, sorry. That needs to go up to the T, probably there, then I need that, then I need that. I'll do that. Oh, sneaky. Gotta pay attention to this more closely. I'm gonna put this here just so that it follows a natural kind of evolution here as I'm building those military factories. Okay, to get the MP38, which was designed in 1938, I'm going to have to wait 308 days. It's 1938. I'm going to go for this. But it also has a Panzerfaust there. I'm going to say they didn't have... And anti-tank rifles. Anti-tank rifles are like so interwar. That says anti-tank rifles. That's a Panzerfaust. Huh. Where 1934. Oh, MG42. MG42 obviously didn't come out till 1942. So we don't have to worry about this. And I'm a little bit worried about the MP38. And that's going to take a year to get, so okay. Okay, you got me. You got me. We need to start developing it now in 1938. Makes sense. MEFO bills are going to cancel. So let's keep extending that. Got some more good old divisions. This Alpine Jaeger division template is actually a little better than the Geburtsjäger. I just want to make sure that we're pretty good on our equipment here. I think that's all I can commit. Mountain divisions go to Eagle Sear. The rest are going to go to von Bock. And we're going to line up a little early. I don't need these divisions over here because what's going to play out is the phony war is going to play out. I'm going to invade Poland. And then the Allies are going to declare war against me. The Low Countries should not declare war against me, supposedly. Okay, and again, Munich Agreement, September 30th. So I have July, August. July, August. And so in mid-September, so I think, yeah, I'm on... To stay on time, I need to demand the Sudetenland right now. And we're going to get the Sudetenland. Unless HOI4 screws me over, which is a possibility. So we're already losing out on the oils, which is fine. Okay, I know we got that. Go to von Bock. Oh, the manpower is slowly trickling up. I think that's a function of my war support. Yeah, mobilization speed 4%. I was like, man, we're running a little low, but we should be okay. Let's see how the Kriegs is rounding out here. We have 2 Schnarrenhorst class battleships. That's pretty true to real life. You got to remember, I'm going to have to take over Denmark and Norway. We're going to do Operation Weserübung before we invade the Low Countries in France, because that's obviously how it went. I'm just checking to see if there's anyone to upgrade besides him. How are my paratrooper... They're going to be over in 27 days. Yeah, I'm even going to try to do the paradrops, too. There was no there was paradrops in France, right here. They bypassed a fort, I believe, in Belgium. So I'm going to need to think about that. I'm going to need to get my paratroopers out here. Rommel. I don't know what part he played in the Battle of Poland, but he was attacking Belgium. I'm going to give him the guerrilla fighter ability just because he doesn't seem to upgrade anything else. Like, look, he can still upgrade again, but there's nothing to get. So I figure you might as well use that experience. Got it just sitting there. This command power is just sitting there, so you got to use it. Let's keep improving our industry here. We're maxing out the number of divisions in our armies here so that we get the opportunity to maybe get skilled staffer, which allows general max army size +6, more likely to gain logistics skill on level up. Logistics is here? Yeah. Expert delegator, general max army group size of +2. So that's pretty powerful. If you have a really good general, you put a lot of divisions under that general's command. Yeah, it makes sense. I don't think that region-wide integration is really worth it. Fourth International. So the question is, where do we go from here to try to stay on time? Hitler invaded and occupied Czech 1939 in March of 1939. And he gets Memel at the same time. Nazi-Soviet pact in August. Okay, the Munich Conference. Talks have been held in Munich between the leaders of Germany, Britain, France, Italy to discuss the future of Czechoslovakia. Both the British and French have accepted our claims to the Sudetenland as legitimate, and their previous offers of support to the Czechs have been rescinded. Recognizing the hopelessness of their situation, the Czechs have surrendered the Sudeten territories to us. Their oppressed German inhabitants will at long last be brought into the Vaterland. I thought it was Winterland. I don't know if that's misspelled. The Vaterland. I thought it was the Winterland. Okay, Sudetenland state is now a core of German Reich, becomes owner and controller of Sudetenland. Eastern Sudetenland state is now a core of German Reich. Gains base war support +10, gains base stability +5%. Poland gets event the annexation of Zwolle. Alright, what to do next? The Vienna Award, I think, is the next thing that we need. This happens March 1939. This happens August of 1939. I think I got to keep going down here, basically, because I need to get to here and here relatively quickly and to stay on time. And since both of those happen relatively simultaneously, we need to get both of them fairly quick. Holy mackerel, look at all these units. It's beautiful. Okay. Sepp Dietrich was a SS general, I know that. And I think Manteuffel was as well. So when we start, we're going to start getting the SS divisions out. We'll put them in charge of the SS divisions. All the guys with the, maybe Manteuffel wasn't, but these guys with the black collars here are SS leaders. So just got to think about that. Kesselring, I believe, was a paratrooper type leader. You see his... but I think he was almost like a field marshal. I'm not sure. You see his supply is +4. Okay, we'll go with Kukler, who will invade the Netherlands. Let's see how we're doing on tank production now. 269. So we're almost at a level where we can start building more panzers. Which reminds me, okay, now we have paratroopers. We need to start development of Panzer III. Let's think about this. So the anti-Soviet pact, or I'm sorry, the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact allows us to reduce ahead of time penalty 50%. One researches of these technologies, Panzerkampfwagen 3. So we're not going to start researching the Panzerkampfwagen 3 until the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact in 1939. That's interesting. I don't know. I thought they had Panzer IIIs relatively early. Maybe they could whip them out in a few months, though. You never know. So we're going to stay with Panzer II then, it looks like, for now. We're pretty behind on our oil production. These are MG42s, so we have time to sit back on that. The half-tracks didn't come till 1945. They never developed Marines, so sorry. We'll get Construction 3. There's one thing the Germans were good at was constructing things, that's for sure. See if there's what type of air wings we have in reserve here. Some bombers, interwar bombers, that's fine. Fine with that. Yeah, we're looking pretty good, pretty nasty right now. Huge buildup of troops here. I need to ramp up that tank production though. Oh, we got war economy from the German focus tree here. We got the war economy, German war economy. So we're already in a war economy, which makes sense. We're bullying all these nations, taking over crap. I completely see why we're doing that. It would help me out if I had the Mauser technology, but since we're going to start attacking people and the mainstay of my forces are infantry, we're going to get Ferdinand Schnorner just to prepare for that eventuality. Almost have 1 million men in reserve. So we need to start cranking out units. But I'm going to need my paratrooper units, for sure. 3 paratrooper divisions. Beautiful. Fantastic. Let's get them done. High priority airborne divisions. Let's get these guys going up here. Keep on producing these guys. How much motorized do I have? Not enough. Not enough, guys. I need to start increasing my motorized production as well. Shouldn't be hard. Oh, wow, we're super far behind on that. Okay, that was a big oversight on my part. I'm sorry. There we go. Okay, that should help us out tremendously. Well, most of that is because of all those divisions I just requisitioned. So at this point, we're still going to... let's import some oil from Venezuela. Just because, why not? Low manpower. We still have 500,000. We're fine. He's got the Austrian divisions here, and all the mountain divisions look so good. Look at these guys fill up. Alright, these airborne divisions Make a fourth one. I think 4 should be about it. I'm not sure. How many troops invaded Crete? I think it was 50,000. What's the division size of these? Maybe I should look that up. How many paratroopers were created by Germany in World War II? I think we're going to need a lot. Manpower 3,000, that's it. Maybe this division needs to be improved. I mean, I know they did have basic, like, support artillery. They would have had at least that. I don't know if they would have had engineering companies, but they probably would have had recon. And then let's make them a little beefier. Oh, I can't do that. Because that would exceed the commando rating or whatever. See if I can just do this. No. Okay, we'll leave it alone for now. I mean, they're pretty wimpy divisions. The template is pretty wimpy, yeah. Okay, so we got the first Vienna Award. It's November 16th, 1938. March, Hitler invaded and occupied Czechoslovakia. So I think we're going to need to like claim Memel, and then we'll try to stay on that March 1939 date with Czechoslovakia, which would be fate of Czechoslovakia here. I think that's probably a more pertinent date. So we'll get Memel. My MEFO bills are about to expire again. Can't let it happen, because I think we pay for the MEFO bills with the Czech gold, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, uses Czechoslovak gold to reduce the cost of MEFO bills. So, yeah, let's keep going with that. Fine with it. It's okay, having -1 oil is not going to hurt us too bad. Look at all these divisions. I mean, man, you gotta be scared if you're anyone around Germany right now. You have any type of reconnaissance, you know that you're just gonna get pushed to heck. I'm gonna stick with 4 paratroop divisions and then see if I can't just increase the size of the paratroop divisions. See if that wouldn't be better. And then we're going to keep a reserve of 846,000 men. This is a lot of divisions that we're going to have, but it's okay. Let's see what we have in the field here. So in the field we have 1.5 million men. We have an army of 2.7 million. So we still need to ramp up. Still need to ramp up from here. If we're going to meet that mark of Operation Barbarossa was 3 million men. Crazy to think about, but I'm not used to playing like this, having like tons of divisions like this. It's just crazy to think about for me. And I do want to ramp up the production here. Looks like we have enough to probably start training more panzers. So the paratroopers are high priority. The panzers will be as well. We'll have these come out in Brandenburg. What are they lacking here? Okay, just infantry and support equipment. That's okay. Schwerpunkt. So this was something that the Germans had by 1939. Blitzkrieg. What was the thing that got me here faster? It's the treaty with USSR. That's what gets me through here faster. What is this? Kampfgruppe. A Kampfgruppe was an ad hoc formation which was organized to carry out specific tasks. Seems like they would have that. Blitzkrieg refers to the strategy of fast-moving armored forces supported by mobile infantry and air support of breaking through enemy lines to disorganize and encircle them. So how do I get there the fastest? Schwerpunkt. In any operation, the Schwerpunkt or focal point must be identified and maximum force concentrated to win that point. So I'm going to be attacking Poland, 1939. So I'll get this, and then by the time I attack France, and I get bonuses from the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, I should get that. Okay, that's fine. Just trying to confirm that. So we're reasserting Eastern claims, and then we'll get Czechoslovakia. And guys, if there's historical inaccuracies, which I'm sure there's plenty of, please just write in the comments below. Yeah, just tell me in the comments below. I'm always interested in getting feedback from you guys and talking to you guys. I love getting comments, questions. It's always fun. Have them go something like that. Everyone's got orders. I'm keeping Luxembourg open for Guderian to make his drive to the Cliffs of Dover, or Cliffs of Dover. Now I'm the Pas de Calais. He could see the Cliffs of Dover when he got to the end of the Pass de Calais. That's probably how it went. All right. 70 days. Let's do it. Fate of Czechoslovakia. So we get Memel. And I want... Ooh. So we get all this stuff. That's awesome. Let's get General Heinrici. Oh, and he gets to upgrade. I'll have him be a fortress buster just because that makes sense from where he is. I like to put a little air base right here so that we can protect the Baltic better. I don't know if there's any historical relevance to that, but it seems like the obvious thing to do. Lithuania during World War II. I want to research more about that. This seems to be a very interesting place. The most heavily recruited area by the SS Special Forces were Lithuania. I think they must have really hated the Russians. Be something to research. Okay, we're getting that very rapidly. We're churning out all these divisions. So let's try beefing up these forces here. It'll let me do it. Excellent. It's going to let me do it a second time. That's great. I'll even add a unit. So there'll be 25,000 paratroopers so far. So I probably need to make 5 more and then give them to Kurt Stund. Probably need to do computing machines. They probably had those. I'm not sure. So if Kurt Stund's not over here, who's over here? That's the question. Hell would be good. Yeah. Put him over there. Let's see what he can upgrade to. Fortress Buster, Scavenger. He seems like a wily type of guy. Like he'd be a good scavenger. Just a real down-to-earth type of guy. And I'm basing that solely on his photo. He's got that babushka hat on. He's ready to brave the Russian tundra. clicking this. Man, the Germans had a lot of manpower. That is insane. Okay. Do we go for service by requirement? Probably not yet. Factory output decreases. So we're going to go as long as possible without doing service by requirement. But probably by the time we get huge losses in Operation Barbarossa, we're going to have to do that. A good material designer would be good, but I want Franz Halder for division attack. Division organization is good. Huh. Let's go division attack. Ludwig Beck, Army Organization. Places a special emphasis on supply. Let's get that extra firepower in there. We'll go Halder. Low manpower again. God, this is just a massive army that we're fielding here. 3 million men. I guess I kind of am cheating because they're all like getting really good training. I bet you a lot of units were probably rushed out. You know, I'm not sure. This looks like a repeating Gewehr like 42, or is that a bolt right there? I can't tell. But this is definitely an MG42, so we're going to hold off on getting both of these. There's definitely half tracks available in 39, but that is a long time. I don't think we're going to upgrade special forces anymore. Maintenance companies or something to think about, all these things, like signal companies, like I'm sure they had signal companies. Let's go for that for a little more flavor. And then I need to make sure that I'm creating enough support equipment here. Let's max this out. And then get a few more of these. And then get that going. 506. So we actually do have enough. We can make more tanks. And that's what we're going to do. So 3 divisions in the field. Let's make a total of 15 divisions. Panzer divisions here. Focusing our production on... Wow, we actually had enough motorized. We're going to have to focus our production on light artillery, support equipment, and the panzers themselves. Looks like we're a little behind on the towed artillery. We're getting a little too ahead of ourselves here. Oh, that'll help. So we'll start producing these in moderate numbers. Nothing too fancy, but it's going to sit down there. And I don't think that we can actually do this, because there's going to be 5 tanks. Yeah, this probably is not going to work. Scale that back a little bit. It's looking pretty good. The problem is that these are now being produced. They're not upgrading the tanks. They're literally being produced like raw, which is fine. It's just going to take a lot more. We're just going to not focus on Yugoslavia right now. Okay, the fate of Czechoslovakia. The end of Czechoslovakia is at hand, and our forces are marching into Prague at this very moment. With the surrender of Czechoslovakian military, we have liberated vast quantities of armaments. Their tanks, in particular, should serve our forces well. Bohum will be annexed into, I don't know if I pronounced that right, Bohum will be annexed into Germany as a protectorate. But what should become of Slovakia? We can set up as an autonomous puppet state under Josef Tiso. I think that's what happened in real life, so that's what we're going to do. Set up Slovakia as a puppet state. Partition Slovakia. Screw you. Hungary becomes owner and controller of Carpathian Rurentia. German Reich annexes Czechoslovakia. Modify MFO bills. Modify MFO bills. Negative 50 political power. We don't even have that. So it doesn't cost any political power to go with this. We are really low on political power. Let's do it. Gains base war support 10%. Wow. So we can see that like Nazi Germany just keeps getting more powerful, and the war support is ramping up. This is pretty crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. These must have been incredibly crazy times to be in for sure. This needs to be scaled back. These guys overlapping, so he's in this very narrow range. Witzelbin's forces right here are mainly going to be like a holding force. I really need to take Danzig to really make that attack go off well. I might want to bring like Rommel over there or something actually. Start thinking about that stuff. Well, I need to have an alliance with Italy. So we're definitely going to need to do that. We got Lithuania. We got the Munich Agreement. It's April 5th. A little late. It's okay. Nazi-Soviet Pact, August 1939. September 1st, Hitler invades Poland. September 1st, 1939. How do we get there? April, May, June, July, August, September. I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go Danzig for Slovakia. Then I'm going to go treaty with USSR. Why did I say Danzig for Slovakia? I'm sorry. Second Vienna Award, so that we can get closer to alliance with Italy. Let's see what this does. Transylvania has Hungarian majority and should rightly belong to our friends in Hungary. However, it is hard to say how the Romanian regime and people will react to this demand. Let's do the Second Vienna Award. Then we will do the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Then we will attack Poland. And I think we might be a little late with that, but we're just going to have to live with it. I want to get some special forces. I want to get Rommel over here. Be really good. I'm going to put him right there. Just to maybe concentrate my forces just a wee bit. And his job is going to be to take Danzig. And then he can come back here later. Brussels is not going to have a beef with us, I don't think. Should be okay. Just want to make sure these attacks go off very quickly, smoothly. These are pretty good size units. I'm going to need to make another Cass air wing, I think. And then make sure that this air wing is enough. Looks pretty good. Maybe another fighter air wing. Wow, we did get those, the the Czech equipment, didn't we? That's crazy. Interwar fighters. These are Czech fighters. These are Czech bombers. Wow. Way to go. All right, so there's going to be some weirdness in the air. There's going to be a lot of weirdness flying over Germany here in Poland. It's okay. Okay, so we've exceeded this, so we're going to take like a bomber group and then move them back. That's probably what we should do. Yep. See how this fills up here. We're going to need to move another bomber group back. Probably one over there. And then one over here. I like the different sound animations of the different bombers. Like, they're like, this is an old-ass bomber. It's going to sound super, you know, like, janky. I think in the Man the Guns, Portugal's going to be, it's a land route now. It's going to be a sea route later. How is improving do I need to keep on improving relations with Italy? What's the deal here? Yeah, I want to do that. And I want to improve relations with Spain. Sorta. Apparently Hitler and Franco didn't really get along. But somehow Mussolini and Hitler got along for a while. Good buds. Excuse me. Oh, there's 90% down here, huh? Okay, let's take these off. We're going to build some refineries down here in Lower Austria. And Memel is 90%? Love you. Love you to death. Okay. This needs to move up here. And it's just crazy to think about, you know, this amount of men. We're going to trade with Sweden because I think that's probably more realistic. This would be huge. Do I have any more buffs to oil refinery research? No? We're going to eventually have to align Romania and Hungary, and then like Westwall and stuff like that probably happened a while ago. I should have done this a while ago if I wanted to be more historically accurate, but it's super hard to try to get all these things in line. This is probably a bit... My playthrough is probably less historical and more accurate to where it helps out with the Hearts of Iron 4, making it making Germany more OP rather than being historical, I feel like. Which is fine. Direct ground support, I should probably have something like that, huh? But they did have convoy interdiction policy. I haven't gotten anything in that. Okay. We're going to play all the way up to Poland, and then we're going to take a break. And that'll end this segment. Wow, just banging out these divisions, huh? I need 10 of these, so I need like 5 more of these guys. I need more paratrooper. Okay, so they get their own division. And their commander is obviously Kirchstein. But I want them to be under Field Marshal Kesselring. So I think I need to make him a Field Marshal. Where is he? Oh wow, look at these guys you get from Marco Rall. You get him from Czechoslovakia. Some of these guys are They're a little trash, but oh well. 15, yeah, I'll do it. So Kesselring, all stats -1 because he was recently promoted. War hero. Kesselring will be leader of the Luftwaffe forces. I think organization matters the most to these paratroopers. So let's give them that. We can pick another one. Offensive doctrine. Well, I don't think they're going to be moving that much. I think they're going to be defending mostly. That's what paratroopers do. So we'll give them defensive doctrine. There are no paratroopers that I know of that were used in the attack versus Poland, so I'm going to put these guys over near Brussels. I don't think Excavation 2 or 3 does much. It gives you a lot of different events or decisions that you can use to increase your raw material resources. So we're like done over here for a while. We probably, this 15 centimeter cannon, they definitely had that. I need to research that. And the MEFO bills, we'll keep them going until we attack Poland. We'll say that. And they're not really that expensive right now. 0.65, that's pretty expensive, but I'll let them drop off after this. All right. $3.8 million. It's pretty good. Up until this point, I like it. So I might have to take these panzer divisions that are not fully functional out of training if we're not ready by the time we attack France. These guys would most likely take off from that airbase right there, I'm pretty sure. So I'm just going to put them there. Right, we're expanding into another general, Ritter von Lieb. I'll have him be like a backup force for Guderian right there, attacking Luxembourg. I mean, maybe I should like set him up in front of Denmark. I don't know if Guderian needs help. He doesn't have any other divisions, I guess, is a problem. I guess they could help fill in. Well, I could have Witzelbin come over. Yeah, let's have him. We're running into the problem where we have like way too many armed forces here. I don't know what to do with them all. We're not going to attack Hungary. I could have this guy help on this border, I think. Yeah, you can just move into there, typically speaking. You can help the Slovaks. It looks like they need a little help. Let's adjust this just a little bit. Are any of these guys further upgradable? Not really. Okay. Italy pursues closer bonds with Germany. All right. That's good. Give Hungary northern Transylvania. Transylvania shall stay, shall remain in Romania. Huh. the give Hungary Northern Transylvania is actually the least impactful? Sure, let's do it. And then automatically Italy somehow gets invited into our faction. I'm going to have to take that right away. Alright, gotta go Mali Pact. Almost there, guys. Alliance with Italy is bypassed. Good to know. Hungary? Sure. Treaty of Kravia. With Hungary's gain of northern Transylvania, Bulgaria has reminded us of their long-standing boundary dispute with Romania over southern Dobruja, seized by Romania in 1913. Let them demand southern Dobruja? We will not back down to Bulgarians' demands. Let me Google Treaty of Kravia real quick. My computer's dead. I'm just going to have to guess this one. I mean, we're kind of like chopping up Romania here. Do I want world tension to increase or not? Probably not. So I'm just not going to help out the Bulgarians there. Second Vienna War Treaty has been signed at Vienna following German arbitration that will see northern Transylvania restored to Hungarian rule. The treaty had previously been awarded to the Kingdom of Romania upon conclusion of World War I, leading to a bitter dispute. Are these the first of many borders to be adjusted now that a new order seems to have been established in Europe? The map of Europe shall be redrawn. Okay, so now we've opened up even a further border here. Let's get this adjusted. So these guys can go all the way over there. That's crazy. This plan isn't going to work anymore. Eagle Seer. I want you to take over an area right here. I think that would be better. And then Ritter von Lieb's gonna need some help. Those mountains down there. It's just insane, the scale of all these different units coming together. So we're basically behind on light SP artillery, which would be this. Okay. This is almost there. I'm a little concerned about how many Opel Blitzes are coming out. Though we're not reproducing this at all yet. Maybe that would be better. Getting a healthy stockpile going there, though. That's nice. Get some more military factories going on. And then I think we need to start thinking about China capitulated in 1939. All right. Well, that is awfully weird. That did not happen historically. Now Bulgaria wants to be a part of our faction. Fine. I don't know if that's historical either. So things are really coming together here. Poland joins the Allies. It's pretty historical. 98 more infantry divisions coming out. Insanity. And now we go Danziger War. So the Soviets accept our treaty. The next thing that I need coming out is a Panzerkampfwagen 3. 57 divisions come out at the same time. Okay. What am I going to do with these? I typically don't have this problem. How many more does Lieb need? Where is he? 8. You go there. Oh, you guys... Like, I could give Guderian... He's going to have 19... Okay. Just to round him out a bit. Because... Let's see here. He's going to have 11 of those. So he's going to need 4 more of these. Okay. Everyone else looks pretty nicely topped off except for Eagle Seer. Then we have 32 more. I wonder if they should be occupation forces? They're not going to go to Kurstund. Let's give these to Kesselring. I'll count out 24 here. Or just divide them up pretty evenly. Give them a couple commanders. Hans Reinhardt. Wow, your attack is just awful. And I'm saving all those generals that look like they're SS commanders because I'm going to make special SS commando units. Hermann Hoth. Alright, you're going to set up a few of these fronts. With maybe more like hostile areas. We need to get Belgrade and Bosnia. Man, I feel strong. I feel really strong, guys. This is crazy. Oh, Guderian's gonna start filling up with units. You, my friend, gonna go over there to that airfield, which reminds me, these air transports need to come over here as well. Just thinking about like the total scale of like German forces, having it all like mapped out here, like this is insane. This is like a high school team going up against like an NFL team. It absolutely is crazy, the invasion of Poland. Okay, we're gonna go for Panzerkampfwagen 3. Man, I don't think we're gonna get that in time. Hearts of Iron 4 like wants you to go Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact a little earlier, I guess. Guess that's what we're thinking about here. I don't even know where to put all the rest of these guys. So I'm just going to let them trickle in here. We'll give them assignments later. I kind of want to just get to Danziger War. Let me make sure that I've got everything ready here. We're probably going to need to help out our allies down here. Give them a few bombers down here too. See how those fill up real quick. And modify government. I think the thing that we need the most is like Erwin Rommel. I mean, that's going to be helpful to make our armor pop. So even though at this point of the war Erwin Rommel was relatively unknown, we'll just say that German armor was OP at this point. So Blaskowitz. Dude, you're an angry looking guy, man. Seriously. Dude, this is just some crazy stuff here, man. Cannot believe all these forces that I've churned out here are just amazing. And I'm not going to create any more forces because I need like a reserve of men, especially with this amount of divisions that I have here. Let's start thinking about improving the naval dockyards. Which they probably were doing at this point of the war. And we're going to need some more refineries. Probably before we create anything else. Against my better judgment, I'm going to place these refineries down at the bottom of the triage tree here. Ooh, Guderian gets some more panzers. The other thought is maybe I should penny packet the panzer divisions out between different leaders, different historical panzer leaders. So I'll probably do that after Poland, though. Let me make sure. I think I only have room for like 24 more divisions. Oh, okay. There's only 2 more coming out. I'll just stockpile that weaponry then. It doesn't matter. So I can have 9 plus more of these. Okay, so there's 3 more coming out. Give me 2. Perfect. And then I probably need motorized is the key, right? Yeah. It's going to soak up the rest of my Opel Blitz. Get some of this going here. Let's try to train 2 motorized divisions. That probably took all of my Opel Blitz up. Yep. But there's still a reserve. Okay, I'm fine with that. I probably only need that many. I probably need to prioritize making these 15-centimeter guns. Let's see here, I have 16 oil and 59 rubber to play with. Seriously doubt that they had these many paratroopers by now, but oh well. Okay, and we're here. Danzig or war? Danzig was German. Danzig has remained German, and Danzig shall be German from now on. If Poland does not secede, the territory, we must prepare the German people for the inevitable war. Danzig and the surrounding lands will return to Germany. All right. So the next thing we need to do is Operation Weserübung. My laptop just went out here, so I'm going to have to check on that. So this was my long, as historically accurate playthrough as I could possibly get. And thank you for joining me, guys. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. And I'm looking forward to some comments below. Have a good one.